Hold on a second. Yep. Okay, would you like some fries with that as well? Okay. Oh, you want some ice cream with that too? Well, ice cream machine's broken right now. Yeah, hold on a second. Am I going to be able to go on my lunch break later on today? Alright, because I got to do a live stream for my YouTube guys and TikTok guys. If that's alright with you, I would like to do a live stream here. Guys, your boy Damien here is having a struggle here with Bitcoin below 100K. I had to take up another job here. But I'm going to try to do this live stream at the same time here, so bear with me as we try to look at the price of Bitcoin and where it could go next here. Let's get started here. Oh boy. Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me. Let me just double check the microphone here real quick. Alright, yep. But yeah guys, welcome to the Meet Damien live stream. We're looking at the price of Bitcoin below 100K right now. You can see that, you know, with Bitcoin being below 100K, I had to get another job working, you know, at everybody's favorite burger and fry place here. You can see the burgers above me, the fries above me right now, and of course I gotta wear this headset right now because I'm still taking some orders every now and then. But yeah, we're looking at the price of Bitcoin below 100K. Let's get into the daily chart here as we try to figure out, you know, when will Bitcoin bounce back so we can quit our second and third job here, trying to stay afloat. Oh boy! All right. Hey guys, let me know if if the sound effects a little bit too much. I could probably turn it down a little bit. Maybe let me go ahead and turn it down a little bit here. Okay, so it's not too annoying. But yeah, price of Bitcoin at 98K. Where could Bitcoin go next from here? Well, we've been eyeballing the levels below us at, you know, a 0.32 retracement at $94,200 Bitcoin, which is a price that people were buying Bitcoin, you know, back here in April and May. You would think like these people might actually be like our last resort, our line of defense here to keep Bitcoin above, you know, at least 90K for the short term here. But yeah, 94K is the next level that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We're clearly below the 200-day moving average. I was saying yesterday, you know, every time we do a candle close below the 200-day moving average, it's just another nail on the coffin. You know, they're just hammering the nails in the coffin on this bull run. And I have to become more and more bearish as Bitcoin starts continuing doing this. And this is just Bitcoin. Never mind the altcoins. All the altcoins are pretty much below their 200-day moving averages. They're all making lower highs and lower lows, just like Bitcoin is doing right now. And, you know, Bitcoin's just not catching that bounce. We thought maybe, or at least I thought maybe, that the government reopening would be a positive catalyst, but they just use that as an excuse to sell off and do a sell the news kind of event, where as soon as Wall Street opened up this morning, they decided to click the sell button as well. I see we got a couple of people here in the chat. We got DZ and Cameron. Good to see you guys. DZ wants to take a look at Bard and ALCX, and Cameron thinks Bitcoin's heading to 92K. It might, because, you know, I've done this yesterday as well, but I'll just draw it out again one more time. We have a bear flag here on Bitcoin, and if this is a bear flag, you just take the flagpole, which is like an upside down flag right now, and you just put it to like where we're breaking out of Bitcoin on this bear flag right now. You have a measure move that takes you down to like 91K. I think yesterday I measured it out at 90K, but yeah, 91K, 90K could be coming up next. And yeah, if you guys haven't prepared yourself for the bear market, I have done a live stream a few days ago saying, you know, how to prepare yourself for the bear market. And it seems like we're probably getting that right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm feeling pretty bearish right now about crypto and Bitcoin. We've had so many opportunities where we could have got a bounce and we didn't. We had a little bit of a bounce here in October of 17th where we actually came to the 200-day moving average for the first time in a long time because we've been above the 200-day moving average, that red line. But then we had a little bit of a bounce, okay, but we got rejected off the 50-day moving average, and then we lost that 200-day moving average here on November 3rd, and I thought maybe we could bounce back and try to maybe at the very least bearishly back test that 200-day moving average, that red line at 110K, but we couldn't even do that. We got as high as about 107K here on Tuesday, and that was it. It was sayonara after that. We got rejected off the 21 EMA. If I get rid of the yellow lines here, but you can see that we got rejected off this 21 EMA on Tuesday. That was hanging out at 107,700, and now we are continuing to go down, and we're starting to drag the moving averages below us as well. I believe Cameron was showing in the Discord that we could possibly see a bearish death cross here with the 50-day moving average. This green line is starting to come back down, and if it crosses this 200-day moving average, then that would signify that we're definitely in a bearish market where we have the 50-day going below the 200-day moving average. That's probably not going to happen until like maybe I give it like another week or two. But if we keep going down in price like we're doing right now, then yeah, we're going to get that death cross where the 50-day crosses the 200-day. And a lot of traders and investors around the world, they all know what a death cross looks like. They're paying attention to that. And if they see that on the charts, then they're going to be out of Bitcoin and out of crypto themselves as well. So not looking good here on Bitcoin and crypto. I myself have sold some of my Solana spot bags. I sold some of my Solana about a month ago, a week ago, and then I even sold some Solana today. Okay. And right now I got a Bitcoin, position that's opened, and my stop loss is at 98K. And if Bitcoin goes down to 98,000, we've seen Bitcoin get as low as like 98,028. So I'm still in that Bitcoin position, but I'm not expecting that to stay intact here, because unless we start shooting up in price and never go below 98K, then I'm going to get stopped out of my Bitcoin position as well. So I'm going to have even less crypto than I did starting this morning and yesterday. Okay. And it looks like we're about to do that right now. Yeah, we just seen Bitcoin go down to 97K right now, and I probably got stopped out. I most likely got stopped out of my my Bitcoin position. So I'm pulling the parachute right now. I'm getting out of Bitcoin because I have some bills to pay. You can see I got this. I wish my TikTok guys could see my stream right now. All right, but yeah, maybe I could just pull up real quick here so the TikTok guys can see. But you can see I got the headphones on and the McDonald's and and I got the burger above my head right now. But yeah, I might have to take a second or third job. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not gonna take a second job. I already work enough as is already, doing this and other things. But there might be some friends of yours, some people that you might know that might have to take up a second or third job because crypto is just not doing it for them right now. Let's see. Cameron says Death Cross will bounce the Bitcoin price. You think that's when Bitcoin price might actually bounce, is when that actually crosses? Is that what you're saying here, Cameron? I'm trying to follow along with your thoughts there. Let's see. Looks like Bond thinks it's funny. I got the McDonald's noise in the background. I'll go ahead and turn the music back on, guys. But Pamit says, what to buy? That's a good question. I think right now, being in dollars is a safe thing to do until we figure out, how low Bitcoin's actually going to go and when it's going to get a bounce. I kind of want to figure out what the lowest levels might be for Bitcoin if we continue dropping like this. Obviously, it would be nice if Bitcoin could get back up to the 200-day moving average at 110K. That would be our next target to the upside. But, yeah, Bitcoin not doing that right now. Let me go ahead and change this back over to the music here, guys. All right, let's get the music back on. All right, let me turn the music down a little bit here, too. Okay. All right, back to our normal scheduled programming here. I'm just catching up on the thoughts here. Thank you guys for following me here on TikTok. I appreciate that. I'm trying to be as entertaining and as educational as I possibly can. I know you guys can get TA or get your news from anywhere else, but I appreciate you guys coming onto the Meet Damien channel to get a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of entertainment as we look at the markets and try to get a little bit of education as well. I try to do it all if I can here. All right. But yeah, let's before I get into you know, talking about BARD and ALCX, I just want to finish up here on the Bitcoin analysis here. If Bitcoin's not able to hold 94K or even 90K, then let's go ahead and turn the VRVP. It's going to help us figure out how much lower Bitcoin could possibly go to the lower levels here. The VRVP indicator is this indicator off on the right. You got the green and red to the right here. And you got a high volume node at 84K. That should be an area where Bitcoin could get a bounce if it does go below 90K. And then you got a value area low, another high volume area here at like 81K. Then, you know, we'll just have to take it one level at a time, but there's even another high volume node here sitting at about 76K. Okay, so 76K, 80K, 84K could be some levels to look for if Bitcoin's not able to hold 90K. But there is a very significant area of support below us. This is the point of control, the POC, that blue line sitting at 96K. Bitcoin is only a couple $1,000s away from that right now, but I think it's going to be a bit tough for the bears to push past 96K. So now that looks like we're finally giving up on 100K and staying above 100K, I'm expecting Bitcoin in the next few days, maybe in the next week or two, to just stay in like the 90K area for now, as people hold on to hope that this is not the end of the bull run. But I'm gonna call it the end of the bull run for now. For now, we'll see. I mean, could it change? It could change. I did not sell all of my crypto. I have some of it just in case we are dead wrong and we get a bounce for some reason and go to higher prices. But I just don't know what the positive catalysts are going to be in the near-term future here. The only reason why I didn't sell all my crypto is because I don't want to take that big of a hit on paying taxes. Because everything that you sell in profit is just more taxes you got to pay. You know, at least in the United States over here, that's just more taxes I got to pay for next year. So I think I might sell the rest of my crypto in January, to be honest. If you know, but who knows? I mean, price might go down a little bit lower than that, and maybe I should sell now, right? Who knows? We'll see. But I took enough off the table where I feel comfortable with the cash that I got right now from selling my crypto, and you know, it's a good position to be in if you're in that position. I hope more of you, I hope the rest of you are also in a good position where you could sell and have some good amount of cash to like possibly buy the dip later on this year, or I guess later on next month, or later on next year. Maybe you can try to buy the dip, because that's always a good position to have some cash, you know, to buy the dips. Don't be afraid to have cash. You don't have to always be all in on crypto. Anyways, not financial advice, never financial advice. I'm just some guy on YouTube and TikTok here. All right, I'm just some guy who thinks Bitcoin could go to 96K as the next level, and then maybe 90K if it can't hold 96K. Okay, so not financial advice, never financial advice. Don't sue me, bro. All right, let's get into some of these requests here. I just want to check the volume real quick here, make sure that everything sounds fine. All right, I can hear myself. Okay. All right. It's tough out here, guys. Tough out here. All right, so we're going to look at, for the next request, we're going to look at BARD. B-A-R-D. BARD cryptocurrency. Looks like it's trading on Binance right now. This is a request from DZ. Hopefully DZ's in the chat. DZ, let me know if you're still in the chat. Give me a 1 or a 2. Let me know there's some life out there. I know we got a few people on the live stream right now. Just let me know if you guys are there, and then click the like button if you haven't already. Appreciate that if you hit that like button. All right, let's see. BARD currently trading at 81 cents, up slightly today. Even the rest of the market's kind of in the red right now. And what do we got here? This looks like a brand new cryptocurrency. Came out on September 18th of 2025. About a couple of months ago. It started trading here on Binance Exchange. Had an initial run up. Okay. Looks like we topped out here at $1.53 on September 23rd. And then that was it. I mean, that was your high for the year. And then we had a low for the year here on October 10th when Donald Trump threatened China with 100% tariffs. Looks like we got as low as like 21 cents. So, I mean, what could I do with this data here? Could I do a Fibonacci? I possibly could. You know, if I measure from the top at $1.54 down to like, what, 21 cents? This is the Fibonacci levels that we can look at. Let me just double check. It was $1.53, 54, and then 21 cents. Okay. All right, so we're just kind of, looks like we're just marching our way back up. Probably long-term profit target's going to be the 618 at $1.03, $1.07. That's probably a psychological target for a lot of people that are in this asset. So this thing could possibly get up to $1 before I would expect a rejection at that level. Okay, don't really have that much data to go off of here. 21 EMA, this white line should act as support because you're above it right now. If you were to drop, you could drop down to the 21 EMA at 70 cents, which is confluent with the 0.382. So you're looking for that as your first downside target if this thing decides to go down over the next few days. Let's go ahead and look at maybe the 4-hour chart. Let's see what the 4-hour chart has. Yeah, all right. So 4-hour chart, I got some moving averages to work with here. And I mean, 4-hour chart, this thing looks fine. You know, you're just climbing up and to the right. See what the oscillators are looking like here. Market Cipher B, you were topping out here, back here on Saturday. Money flow is still in the green on the 4-hour time frame. And the last dot here, you got a red dot that came in this morning. So it looks like get a little bit of a correction here over the last couple of days. Let's see, yeah. Well, nah, not really, because this thing is still climbing up and to the right. So I take that back, actually. See what the MACD is doing here. You do have selling pressure. You have selling pressure even though the price is still rising up and to the right here. All right, so this is starting to lead me to believe that there might be some bearish divergence going on here on the 4-hour time frame. And yeah, I can see that right now. So you have lower highs here on the RSI. Even though the price is making higher highs, okay? And that's your classic, you know, regular bearish divergence here. So you would expect this thing to... It's less likely for this thing to go up to higher prices. It's more likely for this thing to go to sideways, and it's even more likely for us to get a correction here. So I'd be careful with BARD, right? When it does correct, you know, I think we're going to come down to like 71, 72 cents here. That's where that 50 moving average is on the 4-hour time frame. And I believe that's where the 21 EMA was on the daily time frame here. Yeah. So I expect this thing to correct down to 71, 72 cents. But who knows? Maybe it does push through and actually get up to $1 here. All right, let's see. Ali wants to look at Ethereum. Let me go ahead and write that down. We gotta look at Ethereum. Let's see what else we got here. And Robbie is saying that your Fibonacci strategy with confluences failed for 3 days. Do you maybe know why? I don't know what your trading strategy is. You would have to like explain it to me what you're looking for. But we look at you know, moving averages that are confluent with the Fibonacci levels, and there's more confluence, there's more credibility when you're on the larger time frames. Like if you're using the daily time frame and you're using a moving average on the daily time frame that kind of matches up with the Fibonacci level, then you know there's a lot of credence to that, versus like if you're using like the 15-minute or like the 1 hour, like those moving averages, they're so small, they don't have as much significance as like a larger time frame like a 4-hour or the daily. Okay, so I'm not sure what your strategy is. I never. I think this is probably the first time I've seen you on show up on the live stream. But when you come onto my live streams here, or if you want to do a one-on-one session with me, we can go over your strategies and we can figure out what it is not working. And sometimes even the best laid plans are not going to be good, and your strategy is still not going to work. You know, it's an idea, it's a strategy, but it doesn't mean it's going to work 100% of the time. So sometimes maybe the strategy is a good strategy, but the asset is just going against you and going against your strategy. JD wants to take a look at Solana. All right, we'll take a look at Solana, and then let's see anything else here. W thinks the bear market's in. I think it is in too. Will we be below the 50 simple moving average is the question. Oh, you're saying you're making a statement. We will be below the 50 moving average. Okay. And thank you OL83 for following me here on TikTok, and thank you El Grigo for following me here on TikTok as well. All right, so let me keep it moving on here. DZ did have another request here. He wanted to look at ALCX. So DZ, I'm gonna put ALCX after Solana because I want to also help out my TikTok guys here as well. Okay, so we'll get back to that, and then Cameron's got a bunch of requests here. We'll take a look at Hype. Yeah, sure. And then we'll take a look at Tau as well. So let me go put that in there. All right. Thank you guys for coming on to the live stream here and showing up here on YouTube and TikTok. I'm doing 2 live streams here, TikTok and YouTube. All right. And for my TikTok guys, we're at like 186 likes. Let's see if we can get up to like 200 or even 500 likes here. Just double tap that screen, show your likes and appreciation here. All right, so let's look at Ethereum now. Ethereum currently trading at 3,176. Let me get rid of some of these oscillators here and get onto the daily time frame. All right, so Ethereum clearly in a downtrend, as you can see, making lower highs. Ever since it topped out at 4,955 here in August, you're making lower highs, and also lower lows, clearly in a downtrend. Some people might have been in denial, but we are still in the downtrend here on Ethereum. And where could Ethereum go next? Well, I have drawn a Fibonacci, and the next fib level, for us to go down to after we just hit the 0.382 is the 0.236, sitting at 2787. I think 2787 should be where bulls try to put up a defense here on Ethereum, where we try to support ourselves here at 2787. But this is not looking good. Ethereum was one of the stronger high market cap cryptocurrencies here that was actually staying above the 200-day moving average. That 200-day moving average is this red line here, sitting at 3,447. We were above it earlier this morning and last night, and now we lost it. Okay, so now even Ethereum is starting to get into what I call a bear market, because when you're below the 200-day moving average, the 200-day simple moving average, I have to say that's a bear market. Until you get above it again, you're in a bear market, because that says that in the last 200 days, you can't even stay above the average of the last 200 days. So that's not good. That's no bueno. Okay, so yeah, I think Ethereum could come down to 2787. Okay, even more support for Ethereum at this level here back here in May, where we were doing a lot of sideways trading action towards the end of the spring and the beginning of the summer here, where Ethereum was trading at like 2,400, 2,500 bucks. That should be a good level of support for Ethereum if 2787 is not able to hold us, as a support level. And let me get into the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say. I'm going to fire that thing up. It should be this green and red indicator that's going to show up on the right. And you can see there's a big high volume node here at $2,500, okay? I'd be surprised if Ethereum actually goes below $2,500. I think in the near term, in the next few weeks and few months here, Ethereum, if it does go down to $2,500, it might stop and it might stay there for a little bit. People might try to buy $2,500 Ethereum, thinking it's going to go up to $5,000, and they're getting like a 50% discount from where it was back here in August when it was at like $49.55. So I think $2,500 should resonate with a lot of people where they would try to buy Ethereum at that price. So yeah, I think, you know, just showing the VRVP just says it right there. You know, a lot of volume here at 2,500. And then also, there is some volume here at $3,000 Ethereum. There might be a little bit of a fight at $3,000, but there's a bigger fight here at 2,500. And then even 2,700, which is where that 0.236 is at. So I think those are levels to look for to the downside on Ethereum. I didn't really give you upside targets for Ethereum. Ethereum is able to pull itself together. I want to see it get back up to the 200-day moving average at 34.47. Okay, and then, you know, the other moving average is above it at 100, and the 50-day moving average. You know, the 100-day moving average sitting at 37.92, and the 50-day sitting at 41.70. Would be nice to see Ethereum get back up to those prices here. But things are not looking good, and we really don't have any positive catalysts to look forward to, guys. Like, what do we have left to look at for positive catalysts? The Federal Reserve could lower interest rates again. Well, they're not really giving us any guarantees here with the Federal Reserve. They're still worried about inflation. Okay, and then what else? Crypto ETFs. We actually, I believe we're getting an XRP ETF today, but that's not helping the markets out. And we had a Solana ETF come out earlier this month, and still didn't help out Solana or the cryptocurrency markets here. If anything, these crypto ETFs are becoming sell the news events. You know, just like when people got excited about the Bitcoin ETF. You know, Bitcoin shot up to like, you know, $40 or $50,000 back in like January 2024, and then it dropped down to like $30,000 or $40,000 right after that, and then it climbed up. Okay, but there was an initial drop after the ETF came out. Thank you, Cameron, for sending me your awesome gifts here. Appreciate that. All right, we're gonna move on from Ethereum to Solana. And here we are, Solana at 142 bucks. Sad to see. Sad to see. I was actually trying to sell my Solana today at 150 bucks, but it ran through past that, and actually I sold my Solana at $148 today. And I sold some more Solana last week and the month before that in October. The highest price I got Solana at was like last month when it was at like 231 bucks. And it didn't stay there for too long. Alright, so let's look at Solana. We're looking at Solana in the daily time frame. I'm not sure if I should hold on to this parallel channel. I think I'm going to get rid of this, but you know, Solana was in a parallel rising channel ever since June of earlier this year, and was able to climb up. It got as high as like 253 in September, and that was it. That was it. And now we're making lower highs here, lower highs and lower lows for Solana. And how much lower is it going to go? Well, we could revisit the low here back here in June when we saw Solana get down to 126 bucks. And we're basically doing a round trip all the way back down to where we were in June. But Solana could go even further than that. You know, if we can't hold $126, I mean, do we have to revisit what we did here in April when we saw Solana down at $95 below 100 bucks? That's a possibility here, all right? Because we're not really getting anything to give us the support. I have to go into like the weekly time frame. Let's see what the weekly time frame has for moving average supports here. On the weekly time frame, we have a 100 weekly moving average at 118 bucks. Maybe that might provide support for Solana. Then we have the 200 weekly moving average finally showing up here on Coinbase. The 200 weekly moving average is sitting at $102. So you would think that maybe 120 or even 102 bucks would provide some support for Solana, just using the moving average strategies here. Okay, but let me go ahead and throw out the turn on the VRVP here, and that's going to be the green and red indicator off to the right. So we have kind of like where we're at right now. We do have some high volume node here at 145, 146 bucks. Okay, then we also have a little bit of volume here at 130. Okay, but then you get a gap in the VRVP here, and yeah, there should be some volume here at 102 bucks. But yeah, I think I got this pulled out way too much. Let me just zoom in a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna adjust the chart a little bit better on the VRVP indicator. Let's just use this data. Okay, all right, so here we go. Alright, so this is data going all the way back to like June of 2024. We're kind of at the POC right now. Like Solana, you would think should get some support where it is right now, because you got a high volume currently where we're at right now. However, if we lose this level, now you got a value area low at about 125. So yeah, 125 is probably where Solana goes next. Alright, it's the low from like back here in June at 126 bucks. And it's also a high volume node here on the VRVP indicator. And if you lose that, I mean, there's not really that much more volume here until you get down to like 105, 106 bucks. So I think the levels to look for below us is if Solana can't hold 140, then we're going down to 125. If we can't hold 125, then we're probably going to go down to 100 bucks here on Solana. Simple as that on the VRVP indicator. And upside targets, right? If Solana can get itself together again, maybe we can get up to this green line, the 50-week moving average at 164 bucks. And then maybe we can get up to the value area high here, sitting at 203 bucks. I think if Solana goes back to 200 bucks, a lot of people, including myself, are going to sell whatever Solana they have left. And I don't think Solana is going to go past 200 bucks anytime soon. When and if it does get up there, it could be there for like maybe a day or two before we get rejected. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. And maybe we might see all-time highs again on Solana. You know, where Solana was at $295 in January. But I feel like this is peak euphoria for a lot of cryptocurrencies. I talked about this on other Discord channels besides mine. That I think peak euphoria was like January when Donald Trump got inaugurated. And since then, I mean, we had another kind of like a second lower peak of euphoria around July and August where the stablecoin bill came into play. But then after that, I mean, we haven't been able to match that kind of excitement and enthusiasm in the cryptocurrency markets since then. Alright, Cameron says he loves to see Solana at $4,000, but in 2027. That would be nice. Maybe I should hold on to my Solana if that's going to be the case. Nasir says I-25 is the big one. I don't know what that is. Alright, moving on from Solana, let's take a look at ALCX. And let's get into the daily time frame here. And I'll get rid of the VRVP for now. Alchemex. Looks like it's had some of its best days here in April 2024 when this thing was trading at 50 bucks. Then during the altcoin season of December of last year, we saw this Alchemex as high as like 29 bucks. But right now we're trading at $13. Clearly you're in a downtrend here, making lower highs. But what has Alchemex done right now? Looks like it's breaking out of the downtrend that it was in. It's also breaking above the 200-day moving average. This thing is actually becoming bullish when the rest of these cryptocurrencies are going bearish. Okay, we actually had a nice green candle here on November 5th, where we got up to like $12.90 here. We're able to continue on, go a little bit further than that. Looks like here on November 6th, we got up to like 20 bucks. $20.38. And I'm not sure what's going to happen next with this cryptocurrency. I'm going to have to actually dig deeper into this as I draw a Fibonacci from like $20 down to the lows here. And this thing looks like it's going to be heading on its way to the 618 Golden Pocket. Like it already did that earlier today. The 618 Golden Pocket was at $14.97 and 6.5 at $15.43. And then you had a 786 at 1736. Did we already hit that? We already hit that. So like TA is being respected on this asset here. Okay, you already hit the 786 and the 618 Golden Pocket earlier today. But what are we doing here? Like we got a candlewick high. We're not able to close. We're not able to close at those Fibonacci levels. So that's a little bit disconcerting. So it's not what you want to see if you're going to continue to be bullish on this asset. If we go lower, looks like we had a 0.236 deep retracement level there at 955, which is right above the moving averages that are below you. Let's see, the 50-day moving average is sitting at 919. So if this thing does pull back, I would expect to get some support like you're getting right now over the last couple of weeks here at like $9 and $9.50 here. I would expect some support in this area right here for Alchemex. And yeah, if you're able to get these prices right here, you can put your stop loss below the moving averages, right? Maybe at like $8 if you're able to scoop it up at $9. And hopefully you're able to see if this thing will bounce up to higher prices and get back up to like $20 again. Let's see what the oscillators are doing here. MACD is showing that buying pressure is increasing right now. So maybe this thing is not done running up just yet. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is at 67.82, so it's not overbought like it was back here a week ago on November 6th. Maybe this thing, it wants to run up one more time here. And then Market Cipher B, you got a green buy dot here yesterday. Momentum is moving up, and money flow is in the green. So maybe this thing is gonna make one more hoorah to the upside, one more run up to the upside, and we'll see how it handles itself. 1736. I want to see how if it can get back up there again, and then also $20 here. And if for some reason it's a bull run on this asset, and we go past $20, then we get the 1272 at 24.27, and the 1618 at 29.18 should be targets to look for. Since this thing's been respecting the TA pretty well so far, I would expect these numbers to probably get hit. And you're either going to get rejected at $24 or you're going to get rejected at $29. Somebody's paying attention to this and they're hitting the sell button at those levels. Alright. We got to look at Hype now and then Tau. And Cameron's got more requests here. Cameron wants to look at QNT. Alright. And Nasir, we looked at Solana, but is I-25, is that a cryptocurrency or a stock you want to look at? You gotta let me know what you're asking about there. 345 wants to look at ZBEC. Alright, we can take a look at ZBEC. We had a guy that came on the live streams a bunch of times. His name was John316. He used to always ask about ZBEC and Chronos, and I haven't seen John in a while here. I hope he's doing alright. Maybe he's out there lurking or he's not able to catch my live streams when I go live, but I hope he's doing alright. I guess I can always chat with him on the Discord, see what's up with him. How's the volume and the music here, guys? I just gotta double check. How's the volume and the music here? Okay. Seems like the music's a little bit low. I'll go ahead and turn it up a little bit on my end. Alright. Let's take a look at Hyperliquid. And Cameron, I'm a little bit curious. Are you in a long or a short? What are you longing and shorting? What's your high conviction longs and shorts? Maybe I might want to copy trade you. I might not do the same kind of leverage as you, or the same kind of margin, but I might want to short or long whatever thing you feel good about. All right, here we are. We're looking at Hyper. I believe this is Hyperliquid, right? No, is this Hyper? No. We want HYPE USD. Hyperliquid. That's right. Yeah. There we go. I think that's the Hyperliquid that we're looking for. Yeah. Currently trading at $37.66, down 1.7% today. Hyperliquid has been a very strong cryptocurrency all throughout 2025, just going up and to the right. One of the better cryptocurrencies because it's a decentralized exchange that's able to make, well, is it? No, it's a centralized exchange, right? Yeah, that's able to make money through fees. And if you're able to make money you know, investors can get behind that. They can actually measure how much money you're making, and they can get an idea as like how much the coin should be worth. Especially if they take the money from the, you know, from the exchange fees, and use it to burn the token off. And if they burn the token off, that's less tokens, and they're able to create more value for every token that you have. You know, there's less of them out there because they keep burning them. Anyways, Hyperliquid, what have you been doing? I'm gonna get rid of this Fibonacci for now. We're finally starting to get some moving averages here on Hyperliquid. We got the 50 day as that green line, the 100 day as the blue line, the 200 day as this red line here, and then the white line is the 21 EMA. 21 EMA usually closely follows wherever the price is at. Right now, the price is below all the moving averages, so I have to be bearish on Hyperliquid, especially with the fact that it's below the 2-day moving average. That's the beginning of a bear market on this particular asset. Looks like you lost the 2-day moving average just a couple of days ago on Tuesday, November 11th. So you just started to get into a bear market on this asset. But yeah, you are making, you know, you got the highest high for the year at $59.54, September 18th. You made another distinguishable lower high here on October 5th, where you got to like $51.48. And then of course another lower high here at $50.14 on October 30th. So you are making lower highs on Hyperliquid. And then of course, you know, the lowest low was October 10th, where, you know, a lot of cryptocurrencies got devastated when Donald Trump had to open up his mouth about 100% tariffs. I think that really ruined the cryptocurrency market after that. Hyperliquid was able to bounce back pretty well to get above his 50-day moving average, and that was looking good towards the end of October here. But then that was it. That was all you could get out of this asset. And now you're coming back down below the moving averages, struggling to get above the 200-day moving average. And how much lower are you going to go on Hyperliquid? Well, I'm going to have to do like a reverse Fibonacci here, where I'm going to measure, you know, from the swing low to swing high here. And I'll probably get some Fibonacci extension levels to the downside. But we got right now a 1272 that says this thing could go down to like $30.47. And then we got a 1618 that says this thing can get up to like get down to $25.09 here. So I think 2509 is the target to be looking for on Hyperliquid. Let me go ahead and throw in the VRVP, see if the VRVP has any confluence with those numbers. Not really. Most of the action is, you know, it's above 34 bucks here. You're kind of, I mean, you're in the value area for now on Hyperliquid. Point of control, the blue line, the most amount of volume is at 40 bucks. So that should have been a good support area, but you're losing it right now. And the value area high is sitting at 45 bucks. So yeah, there's really not much. If you lose $34 here on Hyperliquid, it could be a really, really good short. Taking it down to 30 bucks, it could go down there real quick, I think. And if you lose 30 bucks, then it's going to probably go right down to that $25 area, that 1618. And yeah, you see the problem is that Hyperliquid never really built any support. There's no sideways trading action. It just went up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right, all throughout like April and May earlier this year. So you don't have any sideways trading action where people bought this thing consistently at a particular price. So yeah, once you lose like $34, it could be a steep drop down to $25 here on Hyperliquid. Alright, moving on from Hyperliquid, we'll look at Tau, and then Quant and Quebec. Tau USD. Tau currently trading at $335. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. $335, down 3.4% today. And what do we got? So I did identify that Tau was in this triangle pattern for like the longest time here. But I'm gonna get rid of that for now. Tau did break out of that triangle pattern, and it was starting to get some bids here. We topped out at 538 on November 1st, right after Halloween. And now Tau is getting bearish now because you lost the 200-day moving average. You lost that back here on a couple of days ago. And then even worse, you bearishly backtested it, got rejected on November 12th here. And now here you are, bearishly backtesting the 50-day moving average, that green line. Not able to get above it. Tau is losing its momentum here. And now the momentum is sending it down to the downside. And we could see Tau get down to this 0.32 at 311. Or even the 0.236 at 257. Let me zoom out and I'll pull up the VRVP, see if that agrees with any of those numbers there. Value area low at 331. That's basically where you're at right now. But I also see another high volume node here at like 316, 311, kind of like where this 0.32 retracement's at. And even some more volume here at like 300 bucks. So there is some support at like 311 and 300, but then after that, it's pretty much game over for Tau. Then there could be some more volume here, some more support at 231 and 250. So I'm going to hold on to this Fibonacci because I think this is pretty important to look at. The VRVP is also confluent with a lot of the Fibonacci levels here. So if you're not using the VRVP and you're just doing Fibonacci, I measured from this swing low here at like 170 bucks up to 539, and I think this is levels to look for. You're gonna be looking for 311 and 257 on Tau. Yeah. Alrighty. That's what I would stick with for Tau. All right, Tau. Now we gotta look at Quant, QNT. DZ, I think I gave take profit on ALCX. I forgot what I said, but I can look at it real quick again, or you can just rewind the live stream and you'll see what I said for the upside targets. I think we said they could head up back to the 786 retracement, but I can't remember the number off the top of my head. I think it was like around like 17 bucks maybe. All right, going back to Quant here, QNT. Looks like Quant wasn't a descending channel here that I drew out. However, today kind of got a breakout. You got a breakout on Quant, which is good to see. You know, something's being bullish today, or trying to be bullish. It's not really bullish. I wouldn't really call it bullish until you get above the 200-day moving average at $101.03. But today you got up to 97.82. Which put you above the 50-day moving average, so that was good to see. But the 50-day moving average did act as resistance for today. I mean, I want to see Quant continue making higher lows and higher highs and try to get itself up to the 200-day moving average at 101 bucks. You're only what, $12 away from that? Doesn't seem too much to ask for. You know, yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here. So if Quant is gonna be bullish, and it's not gonna actually go back into this descending channel, but if this is just a fake out, then Quant could come down to the bottom of this channel one more time, make a lower low, come down to like maybe like 66 bucks to the bottom of this channel possibly. That'd be your downside target as of now. And I'm going to do a Fibonacci from here to here, see what that gives us for downside targets. Yeah, if Quant continues going down to lower prices, you got a 1272 that says it could get up to like $60, and then a 1618 that says it could get down to like $50 here. And then we shall see if Quant's able to climb back up to higher prices. if it does, like I said, I want to see it get above that 200-day moving average at $101 here. Let's see what the VRVP has to say now. VRVP is saying the point of control is sitting at $100. So when quant gets it to $100, that's a psychological target for a lot of people. But it literally is like the highest volume node here on the VRVP indicator. So there should be a lot of resistance. $100 is going to be tough for quant to get past. But if it does, there is a high volume node here at $106. Another high volume at 110, and then you get the value area high at 118 bucks. I would definitely click the sell button if this thing gets up to 118 bucks based on all this data here. $118 is probably the highest it's gonna get up to before it gets exhausted here. But yeah, let's go back to take a look at ALCX, because you asked about the take profit target on that one. Yeah, take profit target to the upside. We already hit 1707, but if we can get up to 1707 again on ALCX, that is a take profit target. And then another take profit target, we're just getting back up to like 20 bucks here, like you did here and on November 6th. And then there's a 1272 above you at $23.83 and a 1618 at $28.64. All right, let's take a look at the ZBEC. ZBEC currently trading, we're just gonna call this 30,700, down 8.8% today. And let me get rid of the VRVP so it's not so messy on the chart. This Fibonacci that I drew has been useful all throughout this past summer here. We started analyzing this thing when it got down to like 23,000 on July 6th here. And I measured this all the way up to 71,000, okay? And I think these levels are still being respected here in the TA. The 0.236 Fibonacci is at 34,800. I did not want to see us lose that level, but we are. If we lose this, you know, there's not much support below us. We could come down to the lows here that we saw back here in July at 23,000. Or we might not get support until we get down to like 18,000 on ZBEC. I'm actually going to get rid of this Fibonacci. Yeah. But to the upside, I was looking to see if, you know, ZBEC could get up to like 37,000. Was acting as support, resistance here. Support back here in June. I think 37,000 is where you should try to lighten up the load and take some profit on your ZBEC if you're able to do so. Even if you're not in profit, you can limit your losses by selling at that higher price at 37,000. That's your upside target on ZBEC. See what the oscillators are doing on ZBEC. MACD. I'm making higher lows here on the MACD. Buying pressure. Not that much. You have seen more buying pressure early in the year. There could be possibly bullish divergence on the MACD with ZBEC. On the RSI, still making lower highs, you know, on the RSI indicator. Kind of almost had like a little bit of a double bottom here on the RSI. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of this. I want to see higher highs, higher lows, obviously. That would push the price up. It might be trying to do that, but I don't know. Still got some proving to do here. And then on Market Cipher B, it's good to see this. Money flow is curving to the upside. If it keeps doing that, you'll get a little bit of green showing up. But I just don't know if that's going to be enough to keep the price up. You would think it should, but seems like over the long term, money flow has just been leaving this asset. Because you see more red, more red, more red, and for a longer time than you do see green here. So we shall see. We shall see with ZBEC. But, you know, with Bitcoin dropping down in price, I don't think this thing is going to actually continue to go up at all. Alright. That's ZBEC in a nutshell. Lamina wants to look at Zcash. And I don't give any advice as far as like what you should do with your trades here, because I'm not a financial advisor. So when you say should you buy on leverage now, first I would say you should probably do spot trading first before you start messing around with leverage. And when you mess around with leverage, I would say do a demo account. See that you can actually make profit and not lose too much money. Actually learn how to use your stop losses before you start doing leverage trading. But you didn't even ask me, like, you know, buy leverage on what, to be exact. Like, I don't know what the question is. Javen says you used a paper account and you're up $70,000 in the past 3 days. Should you get a funded account? Well, how long have you been trading? Because you could have just been trading the last 3 days, and you might have got lucky and made a good decision on one particular asset. But can you do that on another asset and another asset and another asset? I would say continue paper trading for more than 3 days. You know, try paper trade for about a month or two, and if you can get, you know, a month where you're profitable, and then you can do another month where you're profitable, then you got yourself a winning strategy there. And I would say you could try to, you know, fund an account. You've been paper trading for about a year now? All right, well, if you've been paper trading for about a year and you've done 13 trades already, then you might be ready. Don't go too crazy when you do fund an account, but yeah, you go ahead, fund an account, try a little bit of money in your funded account. See if you can actually make money with a funded account, because there's a funny thing about funded accounts where they don't do as well as your demo account, and it's because, like, your demo account, you have like almost no fear, but then when you're actually working with your money and you see your money go up and down, sometimes you get a little bit scared and you make some stupid decisions, or you make decisions you normally wouldn't make because, you know, actual money is on the line there. So I wish you the best of luck. You know, if you've been paper trading for about a year and you've been profitable, then yeah, give it a shot. Fund the account, maybe with a small amount of money, and then see how you do. You know, if you're profitable trading a funded account for like a month or two, maybe you could add a little bit more money and do a few more trades. But that's not financial advice. That's what I would tell myself if I had to do it all over again. All right. Thank you, Henry AR, for following me here on TikTok. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zcash now. I'm looking at my live stream right now. I don't know why, like, my live chat works where it shows up on the screen and then it just freezes, and it freezes on like whatever the last person said. Or maybe you guys just need to type something into the chat here. Let me see if I type something right now. See if it moves the chat. ATA now says, and let me type another one here. Alright, I think, yeah. Okay, it's not just frozen, it just means that no one's really typing here. Alright, so looking at Zcash right now, currently trading at $508.35. This thing is up 0.57% today. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci. I can always redraw and do another one if I need to. And what do we got here? What do we got here? $508.15. On the daily time frame, you've come to visit the 21 EMA. This thing is a very bullish asset here because you're above all the moving averages, including the 21 EMA. However, when you did get your little bit of a correction here, you came down to 21 EMA. It acted as support, so I'm glad to see that for now. Alright, sure. I'm just going to accept this. We're looking at crypto here. I don't know if I got a TikTok guy here. Let's see. You want to learn some stuff about crypto here? If not, then we can always just leave the live stream. That's fine. But yeah, we're looking at Zcash right now. Currently trading at $506. This thing looks pretty bullish right now. I'm trying to see if I can hear what you're saying. Anyways, I'm just going to continue on with the live stream here. Zcash, very bullish, very bullish. If it does continue pulling back, though, let's see what the retracement levels might be on this one. We're already at the 618 retracement, golden pocket right now at $480 to like 502. If we pull back any further, we could come down to 399, that 0.5 retracement right there. A very deep retracement will put you down to like $216, and I see a little bit of sideways trading at that in that area right there. Well, I want to pull the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say for these levels to look for on Zcash. Point of control is the highest volume node, sitting at $237, which is kind of confluent with this 216 level here. So if this thing does drop down, I mean, there's going to be some support at the very least at $216, $230 here. But you also got some nodes here to look for to the downside. Like this node right here at $400 is confluent with the 0.5 retracement. And then you got another node here that's like confluent with the 0.382 at 317. So I think the Fibonacci is good enough if you're not able to set up your VRVP indicator here. I think the Fibonacci, if you know how to draw a Fibonacci, you can use those levels right there for your support levels on Zcash. Alright. So, and then to the upside, we're just going to see if Zcash can get back up to that 786 retracement at 596 here. And then can we get back up to 744 like we did here on November 7th? Looks like Zcash is one of the more bullish cryptos to be in if you're able to get into it. Maybe this is the correction that we needed. Create a higher low for us to then go to higher prices here for Zcash. Let me see what you guys have to say now. Alright. So we kind of went through all the requests here. You guys have any more requests? If not, I am going to end the live stream. We've been live for about an hour now. And I think a lot of people are just discouraged with crypto right now. I get it. But I appreciate you guys coming on to the live stream, liking the live stream. I appreciate you guys following me here on TikTok. And hopefully I get some new subscribers here on YouTube. That'd be nice to see. DZ said you went all in on ALCX. Oh man, let's see what is a all in when the rest of the market is being bearish. That's very interesting. Well, what is it about ALCX that makes you want to go all in? I mean, does it have a use case? Are they able to generate revenue? Are they burning their token? Like, what are they doing to try to make money? I think Uniswap did something earlier this week to try to use money that they get from the decentralized exchange to burn the token, and that's going to create value for Uniswap. Is ALCX doing something similar to that? I gotta ask you that. Because I need it before I go all in on an asset. I kind of went all in on Solana like 2 or 3 years ago, but that's because I knew Solana was able to generate. Maybe it might not generate money for themselves, but they were generating money for me by, you know, I was staking and getting like 5 or 6% staking rewards with Solana. So that's why I went, you know, kind of all in on Solana. And I didn't really, because I actually had Bitcoin and Ethereum at the time too. Back in 2022, you know, I bought Bitcoin at 17,000. I bought Ethereum at like $1,000, and I bought like Solana at like 16, 20 bucks. Right after the FTX bankruptcy. But I was also waiting for something bad like that to happen, because I seen the 2018 bear market that we had in crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017. Like almost like eight or 9 years now, and I've already seen, you know, the bull market of 2017, the bear market of 2018. I saw the, you know, the bull market of 2020, 2021, and the bear market of 2022. I've seen this year's, whatever you want to call it, market, and then yes, last year's bull market, and I think I'm about to see the next bear market here soon with crypto. But yeah, let's look at ALCX. Yeah, so you went all in. $17. I think we could see that again for ALCX. We're kind of hanging out near the golden pocket level here on the Fibonacci. And 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Let's see if we can get back up there and actually stay at that level. But I would take profit at 20 bucks, because if you were to, you know, buy right now and wait till 20 bucks, that's about 36% gain. I'm not sure what your stop loss is at. Probably put the stop loss below the low of today. That's if you're using the stop loss. I don't know if you're using the stop loss. I'm assuming your spot bag, you're not doing leverage trading on this, because if you're doing leverage trading on ALCX, then you're going to lose a lot more than 19% if you put the stop loss just below the lows of today. This thing was as low as $11.80. It's about a 19% drop from where we are right now. If you're spot trading this, then you don't have to worry about losing more than 19% if that's your stop loss. And you might want to stick around and see if this thing goes up to $23 or even $28 here. That'd be a 95% gain, a double in price. But don't get seduced by all the gains you could possibly get. You have to also manage your loss as well, if there is going to be any potential loss here. So I would put the stop loss below the lows for today. Actually, even better would be to put the stop loss below the lows, where you're kind of like right below these moving averages here. But if you do that, then your stop loss is like down 41%. Are you willing to do that and still be all in? I don't know. I wouldn't do that. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I appreciate that. Double tapping the screen there. Yeah, TikTok keeps asking me if I want to co-host with people. But then when people see like all I'm doing is looking at charts, they're like, ugh, this guy's boring. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. Or like, oh, I can't keep up. I don't know what he's talking about. Appreciate you guys for coming on here. You guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking about trying to make some money. And if we don't know how to do that, then we're trying to figure out how to do that, right? Cameron says he has 2 bags of ALVX. You bought it at 630 and 940. That's cool. That's cool. Ugh. Alright, I think I'm ready to end the live stream, guys. I'll try to go live again tomorrow at the normal time slot of like 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see what the cryptocurrency markets are doing then. But I can understand that people are getting bearish as just about all these assets are going down like 7% or more. Bitcoin's only down 3%, but everything else is like twice that or more. Let's see, crypto bubbles. This is what crypto bubbles looks like. Not that much green. A lot of red out there. Quant is like the other one that's like up 9.6%. AB's up 7%, and that's it. Everything else is the red. It's a bad day for cryptocurrencies. What's Bitcoin doing? How low did Bitcoin go today? 97,870. Yeah, I think we're on our way to 94K. What is AB? That's a good question, Cam. I don't know too much about it either. It's probably a brand new cryptocurrency. That's what it says. AB. I could try to go on CoinMarketCap, see what it's about. We'll do a little research together here. AB. Where's the about section? Alright, anyways. Market cap is at $650 million. Total supply is at 98 billion. Fully diluted value at 742 million. You get the website and white paper here. Alright, let's you can buy it on, looks like decentralized exchanges here. Where's the centralized exchanges? Looks like you can get, you can get it on Mexi. Yeah, on Mexi, HTX, BingX, Kraken, Binance Alpha. I want to know what the hell does this thing do? Where's the about section here? Maybe I can click on the website, see what it says. Oh, here we go. Here's the about section. Okay. AB represents a groundbreaking evolution in blockchain technology. I feel like they all start to say the same thing. The Newton Project's vision was to create infrastructure for the community economy, empowering individuals with the principle that everyone should benefit directly from economic growth. Over the years, this vision has been partially realized with the development of decentralized infrastructure supporting community-driven economies, with the first phase of this journey now complete. The project embarks on a new chapter of innovation and expansion. In 2025, the Newton Project rebranded as AB, signaling a strategic shift toward a more advanced blockchain system. AB focuses on heterogeneous blockchain infrastructure, real-world asset integration, optimized tokenomics, blah, 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 okay, whatever. So you can learn more about this cryptocurrency on CoinMarket here. It's usually where I go to learn about cryptos that I have no idea about. And let's see, when did this start trading? It looks like it's, what the hell? Yeah, June 19th? June of 2019. So this thing's been around for a while, but like I guess this came back to life here in January of this year. Let me see what it looks like on TradingView. So this was like kind of like a dead cryptocurrency. It was trading around like 2022, August of 2022 on Mexi Exchange. Wasn't really doing much, and then it came to life in January of 2025. Out of nowhere, it decided to become a thing here. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody talk about this in 2025. There might have been. I don't have any No, I have no previous chart work on here, so no one that I know requested this. I think the only reason why it's showing up on our radar is because this week it's up like 36%, and today it's up. Yeah. Nafu says, buy the dip. And Cameron says, AB looks like a rug pull. It probably is. Yeah. Especially when they have so many fancy, smashy words in their description of the cryptocurrency. It leads me to believe that there's really nothing to it, and they're just trying to make it sound more sophisticated. Like it's going to solve all the world's problems, but it's really just a rug pull. And whoever created it is going to give up on the project. But yeah, I hate to end up on a bad note like that. I actually like projects I like is like Solana, where I know like their vision is to like try to create the NASDAQ of cryptocurrency world. I like that as a mission statement. It's a lofty goal, but it's a realistic goal. And then on top of that, Solana, you can get paid in Solana if you own it and you stake it. And they have a pretty good rate, you know, 5 or 6% rate of return on the staking rewards, which doesn't seem high or low. It's just a nice normal rate, which allows me to think it's sustainable. You know, when they have, you know, these cryptocurrencies where you can stake like 20% or 50% or 100% staking rewards, it's like, yeah, how long is that gonna last? Oh, look at this. Hulk Smash showed up in the chat. He says, when zero? When zero? Well, if you're talking about Bitcoin, when is Bitcoin going to go to zero? I don't think Bitcoin is going to go to zero. It'll go down, but you know, I've seen a documentary where I've seen a stripper at a strip club that had a QR code tattoo on her, and she was able to get tipped in Bitcoin. So as long as you can spend your Bitcoin at one of those clubs using the QR code on some girl who tattooed that on herself, then I think there will always be a use case for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin won't go to zero. That's what I'm gonna say for now. But Hulk Smash, how do you like the burgers and the fries above me? I put this little headset on because sometimes I gotta take some orders now because Bitcoin below 100K. I have to go look for another job now, and this is my second job working at Mickey D's, taking orders and dealing with broken ice cream machines. People want to know when they're gonna get their ice cream, and they're never gonna get it, but they keep asking me for it. Hulk Smash, you're funny. You're funny. Man, I'm kind of disappointed, Hulk Smash. You came in towards the end of this live stream. I was about to end the live stream here. I didn't really have any requests towards the end of it, and I was ready to close up the live stream. But I'm glad you made it in, buddy. Do Uber Eats, no tax on tips. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. No tax on tips. I like it. I like it. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this live stream. I gotta get back to my my Mickey D's job here and take some more orders. But hopefully I'll be able to see you guys tomorrow. We'll take a look at the charts. We'll see what Bitcoin is doing. I am, obviously, as you can already know, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. You're below the 200-day simple moving average. That's my qualification line for whether you're bullish or bearish. You're above it, you're bullish. You're below it, you're bearish. Right now, we've been making lower highs. It's so damn obvious that we're in a bear market on Bitcoin, and we keep doing this. And it's like, how much lower are we going to go? 94K seems to be next, but then we also got this bear flag target that says 91K could also be a possibility. Somewhere in the 90s. We are close to where we could get a reaction off of 96K. Is an area that could give us a bounce on Bitcoin. So I can't get too bearish. That's why I have a little bit of crypto for spot bags. But majority of my crypto I've already sold already. Because I'm not sticking around to find out how bad it can get in cryptocurrencies. Maybe you guys might want to do that. Maybe you don't want to do that. If you don't want to do that, then I already told you, you know, how to survive a bear market or how to prepare yourself for a bear market. You might want to check out my previous live stream. Let me see. If I go into the Meet Damien channel here, if you go on to YouTube, I'm going to give my, you know, I got to let you guys know where you can find these videos and give myself a shout out here. But if you go into like the live streams on the Meet Damien channel here on YouTube, yeah, I said, you know, this video right here, how to prepare yourself for a bear market in crypto. I did that 6 days ago, about a week ago, because I already was sniffing out this potential bear market that we're about to get ourselves into here. And I think there's some good advice in there, not financial advice, but some good advice as to how to prepare yourself for a bear market. Basically, long story of it, or short, to make it long story short, every time we get a rip up, and it's going to be short-lived, you sell the rips and then you buy the dips. Sell the rips, buy the dips, and we're just going to continue making bear flags here. You'll most likely make more money and you'll make it faster by being short than you will be longing. But you can still buy the dips here when you see the dips, and you got to look for support levels. Right now we're looking for 94K as a support level, and then also 90K as part of this measured move on the bear flag here. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I kind of made it a long goodbye here, but I will see you guys at the normal time slot of like 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Take care and good luck investing in whatever asset you decide to get into.